me laughing was enough, bro.
You failed again. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the debate room. This is the NFL Award Show, episode 128. Holy, I had a kernel in my throat. Pause. But it's been a while since I've seen.
What, bro? What is going on?
It's been a while since I've seen everybody. I have seen popcorn, bro. It's been a while since I've seen everybody, man. What's been going on with y'all, man?
Nothing, man. Grinding, you know, work, school. Well, school is over. I think last time we talked might have been in school, but no, it just a lot of dedication. You know, grinding.
Okay. Q.
Yeah.
Just same old, working, doing my little side stuff, things like that. You know, take up my time.
Max.
I don't know when you guys start. I'll start next week, so I got to go back to school next week. But this is like really, that's kind of crazy. This is like peak time for football in general. You got whatever the last couple bowl games. You got NFL playoffs. Starting to get more exciting. All of our predictions and stuff are gonna see if they're true or not. So we'll see.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I feel like I say this every time I take a break, but I don't know, man. It's just been hectic. Work. I had finals, and then I went home and just was dealing with stuff at home. So, but I'm back, man. I'm back. Semester finna start again. Got a lot of exciting things happening in life in general. So,
yeah, learning how to fight and whatnot.
Yeah, bro.
So I'm getting tired of getting put in trash cans.
That never happened.
I'm proud of you.
That literally never happened. We actually did that to Latif. We can insert the clip in.
You didn't do that. Okay. I don't know why you lying about that, but okay.
But y'all want to just get into it, or?
Yeah, we can get into it. I mean, I'm excited to see everybody's picks. And in contrast to what we thought was going to happen in the beginning of the year, too. And I think for one of my picks, man, they killed the man, but they didn't kill the idea. You know, I knew it was going to be a corner, just the wrong corner. But
anyways, let's just start off with the obvious award. You got the MVP. It's really only between two candidates. Actually, I want to start with Q. Q, let me know.
What you mean?
Like, who's your MVP?
Well, it's Josh Allen. I don't think this is. It shouldn't be controversial. It's an easy narrative to understand why he wins. If you want to play the stats game, now everybody want to run the stats game, and it sounds crazy because I'm a Ravens fan. Obviously, I should root for Lamar. I'm not rooting against Lamar, but last year we watched him be middle of the pack in basically all passing categories, and he won MVP. Why did he win MVP? Best record, dominant in key spots against key teams. And it was kind of milling. Nobody was really going to give it to Dak, even though his stats cleared. Brock Purdy, stats cleared. Wasn't going to give it to him. Josh Allen, stats cleared. But I guess the interception numbers threw people off. If you really dive into it, if you really want to be analytical, his interceptions weren't really detrimental to his team at all. But, now everybody looks at everybody wants to look at the face value numbers. This year, if you want to play the stats game, sure, but you'd be doing a disservice because you already changed the shift of how you want to view MVP last year because numbers wasn't the deciding factor. So I don't think it should be – not that it shouldn't be fair, but you could clearly understand that numbers shouldn't be the end-all, be-all. And his stats aren't far off from Lamar Jackson. He's still 40 touchdowns, less than eight interceptions, or 8 turnovers in general. He has a little bit less turnovers overall than Lamar, a little bit less negative plays. You're doing a lot. You're doing about the same with less. It counts for 80% of his offense. Second best record in the AFC. Second seed locked up 2 weeks ago. Easy MVP choice.
Okay. Latif.
I saw on Twitter that Jayden quoted a post about Lamar Jackson that said, "This is clearly the MVP. It's no other choice," some shit like that. So I want you to go first, Jayden, because I need something to refute. If I do say something,
I mean, it's really
I wanted him to go first.
It's really what I said in that TikTok clip months ago. It's the same thing. The best runner of the football at the quarterback position, 900 yards, almost 1,000. He doesn't put the ball in harm's way. You could talk about him adding a top 3 running back in the backfield, but I mean, of course, that makes a difference. But he's just been the best quarterback in the league, and I'm not trying to like discredit Josh Allen. Obviously, the NFL is gonna want to give it to Josh Allen. Like it's just an Embiid. It's an Embiid and Jokic thing. It literally is. It literally is.
Now I'm gonna let you finish.
Lamar has been a better quarterback this year, bro. He's just been better. He's been better, and that's not to discredit Josh Allen. He's just been better. I know you say you don't want to just look at the stats and just go off of that at face value, but that's just what it is. And then we're talking about the record. It's been one game. They're literally better by one game.
If it's about the stats, he shouldn't have won it last year. So
the Bills, hold on. Wait, the Bills have 4 losses because they set the last game.
Josh Allen didn't play last game. It was a 2-game gap. And before this late stretch, we talking about they were 9-5 when the Bills were literally 12-2. Like that happened. That was the thing. There was a huge gap. He was fighting for the division. Like let's not get this too. Like he literally was fighting for the division. There's a reason why he had to play last game. Like that's it. The new qualifiers. This is the first time somebody ever threw for 4,000 and ran for. At the time it was 800. Now it's 9. Go back and look at Josh Allen. Said he's been throwing for 4,000 yards and running for 750 yards and 770 yards for the past 4 years. Minus 30 yards. Now you can add a little qualifier like this. The first time it's ever been done. Josh Allen's doing things that's never been done before too. He's averaging 3 yards, like 3 points per drive. Literally, that's historic pace. 40 touchdowns, 5 straight years. That's literally never been done before. Lamar Jackson literally just threw for 4,000 yards. Barely. If you want to discount the Derrick Henry thing, you can't do that because now that you have somebody that also has to account, like the defense has to account for, it makes those lanes even more open, and that allows, let's not say a mid-wide receiver, but a wide receiver too, Zay Flowers to go off for 1,000 yards. That's what helps for Rashad Bateman to go get 8 touchdowns on deep passes because now everything is so open. Like, don't discount Derrick Henry in this situation. Lamar has played phenomenal. He played historic. The stats, you can't make it a stats thing because that now you have to literally take away from what he did last year. I don't want to take away what he did last year, but it can't be his stats are better because he literally should have never won it last year. So that can't be the crux of your argument.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like to just discredit the stats in this situation will just be like.
I didn't discredit the stats. I didn't do that.
I discredit, but like, I don't know. I feel like it does serve.
I added nuance to it. I added context to the stats. That's not discrediting. You can add context to Josh Allen stats too. It's not hard. It's just face value stats. You can say anything. You don't need to look. If you look at the stats, if you want to pick MVP off stats, you don't ever need to have these conversations. You could pull up ESPN, pull up NFL, look who had the best passing stats, best touchdowns, things like that. And the computer could tell you who the MVP is. It's no point in having these conversations. We're just gonna look at the box score.
Listen, it's been a lot of discourse around the MVP, and I think a lot of it has been disingenuous. I'm going to make a case for Josh Allen without bringing up Lamar Jackson at all, and because I think he has a really good case. Yes.
Did I bring up Lamar when I made my case?
I'm not saying you did that. I'm not saying you did that.
He's trying to do it for TikTok. He's trying to get a TikTok clip out of this, and he's trying to make himself look very smart.
He's farmer. That's why he said this.
Bro don't ever want to use nobody else's takes. He only want to be using his.
That's why he said disingenuous, guys.
This is just nasty what y'all just did. First, you interrupted me for no reason. I was not even talking about you using.
I ain't interrupted you. I put my hand up, and
then Max is different. But anyways,
I didn't do anything. I said, is this not going to be for TikTok? Fact or fiction? Latif, fact or fiction? This would be a TikTok.
I don't even know whose clip I'm going to use at it because they was having a whole argument about it. I
was just saying fact or fiction.
Hey, go ahead, bro.
Anyways, I'm going to make a case for Lamar Jackson. I mean, for Josh Allen without bringing up Lamar Jackson because a lot of this stuff I've seen on the internet has people either being disingenuous to one side. A lot of Bills fans, a lot of Ravens fans has been disingenuous to one side. And I think it is smart. I agree with Q to look beyond the box score numbers because it leaves out a lot of context and nuance. First of all, Josh Allen has the Bills right now. They're second in the AFC. They're first. They won a division. a long time ago. They're first in points per play, second in offensive points per game, second EPA per play. Josh Allen himself is first in big time throws. He's first in big time throws under pressure. He has 21 negative plays all year. Negative plays are sacks, interceptions, and fumbles. That's, I think, among the top of the league for his value. Also, it's worth noting that the Bills don't have a great supporting cast around him. He has one other Pro Bowler on the entire offense, and that's a lineman. Coming into this year, the narrative by a lot of people, and including myself, was that he didn't have a lot of talent around him, and he was going to have to elevate that. And that's exactly what he did this season. Not to mention, he set 11 quarters. So a lot of people are bringing up these stats as far as cumulative stats and stuff like that. He set 11 quarters because they were blowing teams out so bad that he didn't need to play. He also has two of the most impressive wins all year against the Chiefs and against the Lions, the two best teams in the East divisions. And when we talk about the stuff he has as far as like help, the Ravens, now I'll bring up the Ravens. They have the number one, they have the most separation in the league right now. It's not even like debating that. They do. Not saying the wide receivers are great. They generate the most separation in the league right now. For the Bills, that's 11th. So he's been pristine this year. 4,200 yards total, 41 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So good that he set 11 quarters. And it, I don't think necessarily the records. I haven't brought a record either, but they're 13-3 when he plays, 13-4 overall, and both the defenses aren't good. So we don't really have to get into much of that. I think the Ravens defense is worse for sure. But Lamar Jackson on the offensive side of the field has more help. He has an all-pro in the backfield. And let's talk about the Bills, their weapons. Shakir, decent, good receiver. Mark Cooper has fell off a fucking cliff. Keon Coleman is a rookie who was banged up, and I honestly personally don't think that's good. He does have two good tight ends. He has a good offensive line as well. Great offensive line. But he's doing more with less. And the narrative doesn't have to switch. Before he comes into the season, we question what he's going to be able to do with this offensive talent on the roster. This season, it just affirmed that. The offensive talent didn't get better. Josh elevated them, which is why I picked him to the beginning of the year, because I know he's going to be able to do that. So that's my case for Josh Allen.
I'm last, and yeah, I think a lot of my points Latif got. I think that bringing up one, the narratives coming into the season beforehand, people were hyped up, obviously, as you would be, that Lamar got Derrick Henry, and I think that the narrative around Josh Allen was to step back. It's a rebuilding year a little bit. This team won't be as good. They lost Stephon Diggs, but I think that just made more of an alley for Josh Allen to really show how much talent he has. I think beating the top two teams in the league right now based on record, you're the third best team, but you have great wins in Detroit. You play the Chiefs at home, but I think those are two, obviously, the best wins of the year. I think just as a whole, Josh Allen's played on another level. He dropped his interceptions down by 12, I think, right? Went from 18 to 6. He's played a lot smarter football. He's just played better football, again, with less help. I think just as a whole, what I've seen from Josh Allen this year has been great. I think that when you bring up, again, if you want to put out stats, I think saying that, what was it? It's like his highest points per play. Like, that's insane.
The highest points per play in the league, yeah.
So I just, overall, the season he's been having, I think, again, you can point out the great stats by Lamar because, again, he's had a great statistical year. They've had a couple bad losses, every team has, but I really think that he's been my pick the whole year. So I'm a little biased to kind of keep my narrative going and be right an MVP pick. But I do think that Josh Allen definitely deserves the MVP. It's close. I can see your point on both sides. I just think that Josh Allen is more of a case.
I actually had Lamar Jackson. I had Lamar Jackson. Q knows
4
that.
days ago. 4
yeah,
days ago.
Probably a few days ago, I had Lamar Jackson. I want to give some credit. What's dude name? Carson from Nerd Sesh. He made a really good argument, and it got me thinking. And I went to the deeper numbers of the case because, yes, Lamar Jackson definitely has more like box score stats. He has a higher EPA per play and overall. But it's like you consider the fact that the weapons they have on the offense, it does matter that Lamar Jackson has an all-pro running back in in the backfield. Like it matters. He has arguably the best running back in the league. I got Saquon Barkley. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think who am I thinking about? Amari Cooper has been a good receiver this year. He struggled with drops. And since he got to Buffalo, he hasn't done much. Keon Coleman has been in and out the lineup. Shakir is a good slot receiver and really good out of the catch and stuff like that. I think Cooks is a good running back.
Early.
Yeah, Cooks is a good running back, but he's not nowhere near Derrick Henry. And I do think the Bills have a better offensive line, which matters. But Josh Allen's sack avoidance has been amazing this year as well. 14 sacks on the season. Again, 21 negative plays. He hasn't been turning the ball over, not even taking sacks, not fumbles, nothing. And it's been this genuine argument. They'll put it like a stat sheet up for each one, cumulative stats, no context, nothing per game. It's been crazy arguments on both sides. I think both are deserving though. Both are deserving because Lamar Jackson has been great this year, but he does have a better supporting cast, which matters for sure. So that's our takes on MVP though.
All right, I think this one should be pretty unanimous, unless you pull
It's not
something.
going to
Oh, offensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Who want to go first?
Oh, I'll just go first because it's not really too much to say. For me, for offensive player of the year, I think Saquon is the most deserving. It was a point. In time where like people were heavily considering him for MVP, and I feel like if you're not a quarterback, obviously there's been running backs who've won MVP before, but it just speaks to how great and how much you're producing if you're not a quarterback and you're being considered an MVP. But Saquon, 2,000 yards, he really should have passed Dickerson. It was weird that they didn't let him do that or give him a chance. But yeah, I got Saquon for my offensive player of the year.
QRT if one of you guys can go because then I'll switch it up.
I mean, I don't have to Saquon. I have Jamar Chase. I think triple crown this year. That's very rare. He's the fifth receiver to ever win a triple crown. He had 127 receptions, 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns. He had 121 passer rate when targeted. So he's been one of the most productive getting open after the catch. Yeah, so that's really his argument. I think it's only been 5. He would be the 5th player to win triple crown at the receiver position. So for that, I'm gonna give it to Jamar Chase. I do think Saquon Barkley is another worthy candidate, though.
Duh.
Bro, do you? I don't know if you see what the arguments that people have online. Like, they just.
I'm just saying. I think to say that he has a worthy case. Yeah, of course he has a worthy case. Like,
yeah,
I guess. Anyways, I have Saquon. Trust me, I think in many other years, Jamar Chase definitely has an easy case for offensive player of the year. Triple crowns do not come by very often. I think having Cooper Kupp get one so recently kind of makes it seem like it happens more often than it does. But I just think the Eagles are 14-3, and so much of that is due to Saquon Barkley and what he's done this year. He has unlocked that offense. He has been so much better to where last year they were struggling. They had so many bad moments. The O-line's been great, but at times the passing game has not looked good. There's been out of sync with the receivers, with the quarterback play. Saquon Barkley has been the one consistency on that team. I understand the extra game argument. He had one extra game than Eric Dickerson, but still one of the best statistical running back seasons we've ever seen.
To be fair, Eric Dickerson didn't break the record in 16 games. He broke it in 15. That 16th game was just like extra, but he broke the record in 15.
Oh, so he had already.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, Saquon didn't even get it, but he will have an extra game by the season's regard. But I just think as a whole, this season by Saquon, obviously, I think people will look back at it like the AP one. He was so close, didn't get it. I think in a lot of other seasons, especially back in the day, he's in an MVP conversation. I think Saquon, what he did this year, for sure, definitely deserves to be Offensive Player of the Year. Again, Jamar Chase had a great year. Don't get me wrong. It sucks that you can't see the team go to the playoffs with how bad their defense was, with how great Joe Burrow and Jamar are playing. But I think that Saquon has been the life of the Eagles for this season. The defenses look great down the stretch, but this team has been running on Saquon Barkley.
I would probably disagree with that. I'll probably say the defense has been more impactful as far as their success this year. And also, I think it's worth noting that Saquon Barkley the Eagles' offense is like the first in their offensive line is like first in yards before contact. So he has like the literal best offensive line in the league. So,
again, but I don't think many people. There were definitely some doubts going into the season. Correct?
For what?
Jason Kelce left. Did you guys assume that the center would be a Pro Bowler this year?
I knew the offensive line was going to be elite.
You could.
I just think there's
3 good offensive linemen. Your offensive line pretty much gonna stay the same. They still got a lot of Dickerson and Lane Johnson. They were fine.
Yeah, I might have understood Saquon with a CMC type impact. He's better. He's better. So,
Yeah.
Wait, what you mean? Like Saquon better than CMC?
He is better than CMC. I'm talking about his year.
You thought I was crazy.
Is this peak better than any CMC year?
I don't know.
This year versus CMC last year is close, but
who did you got for your offensive player of the year, Q?
This year is Jamar Chase. I was gonna go with Joe Burrow, but I don't feel like we should. Quarterback, they can't. I wouldn't want it to span across all the other awards. At least give it to like a non-quarterback. So I'd give it to Jamar Chase, Triple Crown winner. Receptions, yards, touchdowns, real hard to do. Yeah, we saw Cooper Kupp did it, but that's a target-heavy offense. He was pretty much the only one there all year. So for like 13 games, he was the one getting most of the targets. Jamar Chase was literally sharing the field with T. Higgins, who also ate when he was on there. We've seen 2,000-yard backs do it before. I'm not gonna punish Saquon for not getting the most touchdowns like CMC last year, who had 21 total touchdowns or 22. Saquon did get vultured a lot. Not really his fault, but Jamar Chase was just excellent this year. And when it comes to the Eagles, like you were trying to say, when it comes to like the Eagles and running backs, I'm not saying like you could pretty much say like you could put anybody there. They're guaranteed 1,000+ yards. Saquon is just a better running back than them. Like he really benefited from having a great O-line and having A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith out there. So lets the field be open. He went out, did his thing. Amazing talent. If he wins it, I do not care at all. Like he probably is gonna win it, but to be different, I'll pick Jamar Chase.
All right, before we move on, bro, I just want to because it's really been pissing me off the whole year. But Latif, bro, you gotta stop parading that take, bro. It's Saquon Barkley, bro. Before the season started, we knew he was top 5 running back in the league, and that's probably selling him short. Going to one of the best O lines in the league with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and a top 10 quarterback, bro. Like
my point is
that you came up by yourself. Like it wasn't like some
Jalen Hurts is not top 10 quarterback for one. Don't say that he's not. And 2, I didn't get the take from anybody. I didn't see anybody say that. It was just my original thought.
I'm saying it's not crazy.
It's just similar to when they got CMC and they transferred their team. So that's why I just made the take. I mean,
that's a Chris Bouchard take for real.
Okay. I guess.
All right, let's go to DPOY. I think I started last time. Let's see if we can go.
Like I said, man, they killed it, man. They couldn't kill the idea. I said Sauce was gonna win it, and Pat Surtain. I think this year Pat Surtain should definitely win Defensive Player of the Year. The Broncos were first in EPA per pass, and I think he had a lot to do with that. Like they just didn't target his side of the field at all. He had 4 interceptions, 5 pass breakups, only 290 yards allowed. He only got targeted 50 times this entire season. And when he was targeted, he had a 57.9 passer rating. That's historic shit. Just lock down one side of the field, lock down elite receivers that he faced as well. So I think he was the biggest force in the Broncos defense being as elite as it was. And that's really hard to do as a corner. So I got him as my defensive player of the year, especially since Hutch went down.
Yeah, so my Hutch pick looked good until he got injured, obviously. I was gonna say you're trying to But you're trying to claim this as a win. Like, you predicted this.
Yeah,
like,
that's why I'm like, yo, stop saying that, bro, because Hutch was gonna run away with like talk about some ideas. Shut up.
This is where I'm like, you picked the right position. Awesome. So if I call small forward wins an MVP, do I get to like walk around like no? Like, doesn't matter. TJ Watt had a great year. I think he definitely deserves a nod. I just think it's
he wasn't even. I don't know. I don't think he was like top 30 impressions, bro. Like it's
he wasn't even the best defender on his team this year.
Anyways, I think there are a couple guys who deserve honorable mentions or not. Though TJ Watt or Trey Hendrickson, who are both good this year. But I think it's PS2. I don't really think there's much to say about it. That Broncos defense was good. PS2 was by far and away the best cornerback in the league. I love Jalen Johnson, but PS2 was the best. They just didn't throw the football to him. So I think it's kind of hard to fill a stat box when you don't get the ball thrown to you, but it just shows how much magnitude you really have. So
yeah, it's PS2 by a landslide. That's like Darrell Revis reincarnated. Damn near. Like he again shut down half the field. Well, this is like a top 5 defense. Didn't get the most yards he led up to a single player was probably Mike Evans with like 40 yards, but that was like 2 catches on like 9 targets. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously get thrown on, but yeah, he did historic shit. He's not like in nobody else's class. Like he's by himself. He's the best corner in the league by like a landslide.
Who's the last corner to
Stephon
Gilmore.
2019.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
He was doing the same thing, and then it was a pick. Now I think he had like 7 interceptions or like 6 interceptions.
Yeah, I was gonna go with PS2. No, I'm not gonna lie. This is interesting. This is interesting right here. It's a little interesting. Max, who's your offensive rookie of the year?
Jayden. I got Jayden Daniels. I don't think there's really much to say with it. I think that Bo Nix obviously had a good year statistically, but it's Jayden. I think Jayden elevated that Washington team that no one thought was going to go as far. Had a great rookie campaign for sure. Statistically, I think was the best rookie quarterback, play-wise, whatever. He made the playoffs on a team that not a lot of people thought would make the playoffs. Team definitely still has holes. It's not a playoff-level roster, and I thought he elevated the talent he had. He has Terry. He has Brian Robinson. But I really do think that Jayden Daniels played the best out of any quarterback. Obviously, I think there was Malik played great. I think Brian Thomas obviously deserves it. Like there are some great players in this class. But I do think that this year I'm giving it to Jayden Daniels for leading that team to the playoffs.
Go ahead, Q.
This is Jayden Daniels. The quarterback tax is probably the reason why he's gonna get this award. There's gonna be an all pro tight end, like first team all pro tight end that's a rookie that's not gonna get much love for the award because he's not a quarterback. When it comes to like these awards, like offensive rookie, defensive player of the year, offensive player of the year, shouldn't be no tax on like value at the position because that's what you get, MVP for. Obviously, that's going to be a quarterback thing. It's just who had the most outstanding season. If it's just based off like what that is, Brock Bowers is a better tight end. Well, he was the best tight end in the league. He was a better tight end than Jayden was a quarterback. But if it's just quarterback tax and he took the commanders to the playoffs, and they won 11 games, whatever it is, he's going to win it. So that's just the right pick to go.
Do you think it's better? It's easier to be the best tight end in the league or the best quarterback in the league?
He's not the best quarterback in the league, though.
Not the best quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's like I think that the competition at tight end is a lot lighter than what it is at quarterback.
Sure, but you're still playing a dependent position. Like you're still dependent on said quarterbacks to get you the ball, get you out in space, things like that.
Where's Jayden Daniels in your top quarterback rankings?
He's probably somewhere from like you could argue up to 8. Can't argue anything lower than 16.
So let's just call it 12. Is it hard to be the best tight end in the league or a top or number 12 in quarterbacks?
You see a new.
I split the difference for his 8 and 16.
Yeah, you see a new every year a new quarterback is moving into that realm of 8 to 15, where it's fluctuate year to year. Like he's not going to be stamped 9 this year and then continue to be 9. Same thing. Like it's just not like it's going to always. There's going to be another quarterback that goes crazy. Now you moving him up. Like that area fluctuates. It's not like something too crazy. It's Travis Kelce was the best tight end for a long time. Like that was clear. It was hard when Gronk was tight end. The tight end one, nobody was passing him. Like once you're the best at where you at, it's pretty hard to like pass that. Brock Bowers literally came and became the best tight end in the league in 16 games. Like it wasn't. I understand the positional value, but he's just the best player at his position. There was a point in time like Gronk, when Gronk was the best tight end in the league, he was the best. He was the most dominant non-quarterback in the league, any position. Like just because he was the best tight end, like he did everything. Like it's like the same thing kind of this year. He's not the Brock Bowers not the best player outside of like quarterback, but he's the best tight end in the league, like by far.
I got Jayden Daniels too. Led a top 5 offense without any real weapon outside of Terry McLaurin. I do give a lot of credit to the scheme that he was under, and coming into the league, it did simplify things for him. But I think he played outside of that scheme a fair amount going down the stretch of the season. 31 touchdowns total, 9 interceptions, damn near 4,400 yards, and he had 4 game-winning drives too, so he was pretty clutch as well. And he did it with his arm, did it outside the pocket, and I think he was the biggest reason, one of the biggest reasons why the Commanders are going to the playoffs. I think he was more impactful than Brock Bowers, in my opinion. And we got to get some respect to Cliff Kingsbury, man. He has a thing where he falls off in the second half, but this year
more impactful is a different conversation. That's an MVP conversation.
I just think it should be who was the best offensive rookie of the year. And I think it was Jayden Daniels. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. Like, best offensive player and more impactful MVP is 2 different things. That's why I said when you try to blend things like that, that's when you start. You might as well just give all the offensive things like that to quarterbacks. That means running backs and wide receivers just can never win that award because quarterbacks are always going to be.
I mean, I think it's certain years where quarterbacks don't have the level of season that Jayden Daniels had, and then a tight end or wide receiver or running back have a better year. And also, I think this is pretty historic from Jayden Daniels as far as rookie season.
Yeah, I understand that, but like in terms of like what it would be like, all pro players has had a better year than a Pro Bowl player. Like that's just how that would go.
Yeah, I mean, yes, because I think it's a lot more competition. It's harder for Jayden Daniels to be an All Pro at a quarterback when he's competing with Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, a whole bunch of slew of quarterbacks, and Brock Bowers competing with Kelce, Kittle, not the
you named 2 Hall of Famers. Like you also
and Kittle. I mean, not Kittle. Kelce has fallen over like the last 2-3 years in the regular season. So,
still a Hall of Famer. And going into this season, he was tight end 1.
I'm sorry.
I say going into the season, he was most likely still tight end 1. Like,
I mean, when I said that, I got pushback. I said I got pushback. So I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, we coming, man. We coming.
What is that?
Down soon, man. That's how you dunking the ball. We coming back. Anyways, I was trolling at the start, calling on Max. I think it's obviously Jayden Daniels. I forgot who said it, but obviously you have to give some credit to Brock Bowers. You have to give some credit to BTJ, Malik, but I think it's Jayden. I don't want to say by a landslide, but I think you just have to give it to Jayden. Obviously, going into the season, I didn't think that they would be in the playoffs, and what he's done with that offense, even though it's a simple college offense, he's been great. He's been really good throwing the ball, using his legs. So yeah, this season I would say this season. But Caleb is still the best quarterback in the draft. The best.
I don't know about that, bro.
Still the best quarterback.
Drake May.
No,
he's still the most talented. He's not the best.
Yeah, he's not.
Jake's not better than him.
Really bad. As far as like that, some of his numbers are really bad. Like that advanced stuff. It's just like.
Hey, me and Max, we gonna come out with our grades, but I'm telling you, once Caleb fixes his deep ball and takes checkdowns and the offense gets better, like the play calls, it's gonna get crazy.
He was really inaccurate, bro. It's bad.
Yeah, he was. We can fix that though. Anyways, defensive rookie of the year. Q, you can start with this. I think this is pretty consensus too.
I don't think it is, but I'm going with Jared Verse.
Jared Verse.
He's been the best.
Oh, I know all of us got that.
Oh, I thought one of y'all probably would have Cleon Mitchell or something like that.
No, I have Jared Verse.
When we were doing the previews, I said the Rams were gonna have a better defense than they did last year. Not because you replaced Aaron Donald, but you replaced him in the aggregate with a lot of players just to try to make up that same production what they did because they have their D line is filled with great young players. Jared Verse, he was ready to hoop. He was a Pro Bowler this year. One of the best edge rushers in the league this year. Great at pressures. The sack numbers doesn't tell the whole story. He's been their best defensive player by far. Quinyon Mitchell does have a case. His case started probably around week 6, week 7 when they had their whole defense back fully healthy. But Jared Verse been doing it the whole year. And there's a lot to be said for a Rams team that people thought their defense was going to be bad.
Jared Verse been my pick since the start of the year. He was my defensive rookie of the year pick. Keeping with it, really not much to say. He's been great for the Rams this year. They've been really up and down as a team, but him and Fisk, whatever that little FSU connection was, but Jared Verse has definitely looked great for that D-line.
Yeah, I got Jared Verse too. He's been not only one of the best rookie pass rushers, but one of the best pass rushers in the entire league. Yeah, 6 sacks, 15 quarterback hits, was 15 in the league. He was 3rd in hurries, and he was 9th in win percentage among edge rushers. So just a really great rookie season from him. And I think the sky's the limit. But Dallas Turner is coming for sure.
What am I saying?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Jared Verse is gonna be better than Micah, bro. Easily.
No, he's not.
We out of here next.
No, he's not.
Easily. No, I got Jared Verse too. I'm not gonna lie. Looking at this so far, I've been pretty wrong on all of them. I think I had Lamar for MVP, Caleb for offensive player. No, offensive rookie. And then for defensive rookie, I had Chop. That's crazy. All right, coach of the year. Let's go with Latif.
Coach of the year has to be Kevin O'Connor. What he did.
O'Connell.
I know.
Oh, my bad. I'm thinking of the NBA dude. Coach of the year got to be Kevin O'Connell. What he did in Minnesota this year was special. I think he had a large part in making Sam Darnold look like a top 10 quarterback this year. Not saying he is one. He's not. The expectations for the Vikings this year were nowhere near where they're going to finish. They're 14-3, and they're the 5th seed only because of how the NFC North is. But just defy expectations. Uplifted this offense as he done with other quarterbacks as well. So yeah, Kevin O'Connell for coach of the year for sure. But I think Dan Quinn he's in a conversation too because the Commanders, they exceed expectations too.
I would agree. I would put those two names. Also, Harbaugh. Harbaugh's done a great job out in LA for sure. Got to give him his flowers. But no, it's KOC. This team, I thought they would be good. I didn't think they'd be this good. I had them at around 9-10 wins, which I even thought was kind of big sometimes. 14's crazy. 14-3. Great season by Minnesota. And yeah, I really think that he got the most out of Sam Darnold that you could. And he led a very competent team out there every Sunday. Obviously, last week or against the Lions wasn't great. But definitely a chance to win a playoff game or see what they can do. But I think Kevin O'Connell, what he's done for that team, getting the most he can out of Sam Darnold and that whole team is, he has led them and been a key factor in them having 14 wins and one of the best seasons in their team's history.
Yeah, I'd say Kevin O'Connell too. It's weird. It's like Dan Campbell deserves a coach of the year. He deserved it last year. He deserves it this year. Last year they gave it to Kevin Stefanski. Understandably so. They made the playoffs. Had Joe Flacco. I think it should have went to Dan Campbell because you took the Lions to the playoff. You took the Lions to the NFC Championship game. This year they're the number 1 seed. He has very much. Again, this is still the Lions, regardless of what they did the year before. It's the Lions, the Detroit Lions. He got them the 1st seed. Got them the bye. he definitely should be a coach of the year, but it's probably should be Kevin O'Connell because of expectations. Nobody thought the Vikings would be here right now. Jim Harbaugh also has a case too because it's the Chargers. A lot of people didn't have the Chargers really being good or making the playoffs. He did a good job, especially without no real weapons and things like that. But it's Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, I'm going with O'Connell. I feel like anytime you have like a quarterback go down and you're just, excuse my French, but you're left with a shitty quarterback. Well, that's kind of what everybody thought. It's kind of what everybody thought Darnold was going to be coming into the season. And then you win as many games as you do. I think you're obviously just going to be the front runner for the award. So, yeah, I'm going O'Connell.
Last award is comeback player of the year. Oh, Jay.
Do you want me to go into my spiel about this or no?
Let me just say mine.
No, you should definitely. I think it was good for TikTok.
No, you can go next.
No, it's okay, Jayden. Say your guy first. You're good.
Joe Burrow.
Do you want to like reason with it?
Why do I have to reason, bro?
I'm just.
There's no reason. There's no reason behind it. It's just Joe Burrow.
This award is stupid. That's about all I have. This award is dumb. The narratives and the way that this award is won changes all the time. I think that the NBA has it right with the most improved player. I think comeback player of the year, Joe Burrow already won comeback player of the year in 2021. I don't know how you can win it. I think winning comeback player of the year twice is weird. I think at that point in time, it's just the best player who had an injury the season before is just going to win it the next year. I think that Geno Smith, I think that is obviously you can say he came back from being bad. No, he was literally out of the league, not playing football, and then comes back to win this award.
He was in the league.
He was in the league.
Not the whole time. He was a free agent. He was a free agent.
No, he wasn't. He was in the
Giants.
I know. I didn't think he was on the whole time. He went
for the Giants, and he was the Seahawks backup for 5 years.
I didn't know it was 5 years.
I didn't know it was 5 years. Holy.
I didn't know it was 5 years. That's just. I think you go back and it's either injuries or it's something like this. And I really don't understand. I don't think that this award is like just to the player who got injured last year and comes back. But Latif, you said they changed it or they changed the wording around it. What was your statement?
They made it.
They changed the criteria.
Yeah, they made because the comeback player of the year was never a player being bad and then becoming good. It was always before. I'm gonna say before that Geno one, it was always he was injured and came back and balled out. That's how it's been throughout history. And then they gave it to Geno.
You got Geno and Joe Flacco.
And they gave it to Joe Flacco for coming off the couch. They weren't coming back from anything. Joe Flacco was coming back from home. That's not a comeback of the year award type thing. Geno was bad. That was never what it was. They changed. People started messing the narrative up, and then that's how you get that. That's why this year, AP, they boiled it down. It was like, yes, you have to have came back from something significant, injury, dying on the field, whatever it is, that health problem that took you away from the field. Not being bad, because you're not coming back from being bad.
But that's just where I'm saying, like, I think it's dumb
dying on the field.
For someone to get, for someone to get 2 comeback player of the year awards, I think was crazy. Because again, I don't think it's anymore. It's a narrative. If Pat Mahomes gets injured next year, I can guarantee he's going to win comeback player of the year the following year. It's just like we know what kind of quarterback Joe Burrow is. I think again he went through an injury. We understand, but I don't think that's necessarily. To be honest, if I actually had a vote, I would probably give it to J.K. Dobbins going through all the injuries he has gone through over the past couple of years to put out a great running back season. Still missed time this year. He still got injured this year. But J.K. Dobbins has put out a great showing this year after having being out for 2 years or whatever. I think it should go to Sam. I think it's more of a most improved, but that's obviously not what it is. So Sam Darnold is the most improved player, I guess. The situation-wise, he put out a great year after, again, doing the same thing as Geno, being a backup around the league. I don't think Joe Burrow should win a comeback player of the year because he already won it. But I guess because I don't understand the award. I don't think the award is, especially in the last couple of years, the way they've messed it up, I don't think that the award is very clear-cut about what comeback player of the award is, or comeback player of the year is.
Let me read you off all the comeback player of the year's award before Geno and Joe Flacco.
Oh, we talked about it before. It's you have a couple injuries, you have a couple where guys just didn't play, but
these were Eric Berry hurt, yeah. Jordy Nelson hurt.
If if I'm correct, Eric Berry was cancer, correct? Eric Berry had cancer.
He had cancer.
Easy.
Peyton Manning hurt. Matt Stafford hurt. Michael Vick came back from jail. Whatever. Tom Brady. Tom Brady hurt. Chad Pennington hurt twice. Matter of fact, he was hurt twice.
I told you Tom Brady won it.
I didn't think so. I didn't look back far enough. Like that's just where it's like. That's one way.
But Ryan Tannehill, Geno Smith, and Joe Flacco were the ones that won it.
And Mike Vick. And Mike Vick.
He came back from jail.
No, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of people don't come back from jail, bro.
Again, like I think
he was
saying a crazy ass joke. I'm not gonna say it though.
For the same reason that I feel like stars in the NBA don't get most improved players from going to like whatever 27 to 30 points a game. Like I don't think Anthony Edwards could jump in his points to get to 30, 32 points a game eventually in his career. He's not going to win most improved player. Meant for players who are this surface level, pedestrian level, and then kind of take that leap. I think this award should be similar, but not.
That's why they need a most improved player award. When it would most improved, they go to Sam Darnold. Comeback player award. That's an injury award. You're crazy. But yeah, I'd go Joe Burrow. He came back from being hurt and had an elite season. He pulled up the J.K. Dobbins Pro Bowl level season or something like that. It could if it wasn't Joe Burrow, like
J.K. deserves it.
I would have went with that crackhead who played in New York, but it ain't.
Jake, you're saying Aaron Rodgers deserved over J.K. Dobbins?
I'm saying Aaron Rodgers had a case.
I'm just saying, in a world where Joe Burrow does not exist, I don't know how you'd give it to Aaron Rodgers over J.K. Dobbins.
Aaron Rodgers, he played 17 games. And on surface level, his stats is okay. His stats is decent.
Sucks.
Another year, man. It's coming. My comeback player of the year is Joe Burrow, too. The man led the league in touchdowns. He had an MVP caliber season. It's just the Bengals suck. So
yeah, I'm not trying to take away from what Joe Burrow did. Joe Burrow had an insane season as a quarterback. All I'm saying is like this narrative, like if Joe Burrow gets hurt again, does he have the chance to win 3 comeback player of the years? Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's a crazy run. Like I just don't understand that. So
another injury. He might as well have to hang it up. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like 30.
You could win another comeback player of the year award.
All right, let's move into the topics, man, of the actual episode or whatever.
All right. Steelers lose 4th straight. We'll play the Ravens in the first round. I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be a good game.
No, it's not.
It's gonna be a good game, bro.
No, it's not. The Ravens are gonna blow them up.
You know what happened earlier in the year?
What happened the second time?
We're about to put belt to ass. This is the Steelers in the playoffs.
I'll be forgetting Q of a Ravens fan.
They're even worse than what the Ravens are in the playoffs, and they're still a better team. Like it's a miles apart different. Like they're about to get fried. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie. The defense is gonna put up a fight. Offense, that's when it's gonna get scary.
I agree.
That's what's gonna get scary. But if they can somehow produce, if Pickens, like I don't know, Pickens sucks. I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Pickens just overrated. He's a big play merchant. It might be a little different. Zay Flowers might not play. That don't really need him to win this game. Run the ball with Derrick Henry, just make him tired. Shorten the possessions. Marcus still dice up the defense just a little bit. Mark Andrews gets open. Rashad Bateman gets open. Like he said, we got separators. Russell Wilson gonna give you a couple of those plays back. Najee might drop a ball here or there. Russell Wilson might drop a ball here or there. And then we got good field position. Get out this game real quick. Something like 28-10. Something easy. Going to the next round. Go to Buffalo.
I don't know, bro.
Or Denver. Well, no, not Denver. They ain't win.
It's really everything is just dependent on how the offense plays. But that's really the tail of their season. Really, it's kind of been what it's been for the Steelers for a while. Yeah, that's all I have to say with Chief and Max.
I got Baltimore. I don't think it's going to be like this crazy blowout. I think Baltimore wins. I think they need a statement win for sure to push and go into Buffalo. The one thing about this MVP race, though, whoever wins MVP, that other player's got some fire to play for in that next matchup with Baltimore and with Buffalo, assuming they both make it, obviously. But if Lamar wins, Josh Allen's got more fire. If Josh Allen wins, Lamar's got more fire. So I'll be a little curious to see what happens there. But I
I
don't
don't know
think
what that means, bro.
I don't even know that. I don't know if that's true. I think they both just want to win a Super Bowl, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I think, especially Josh Allen. If Josh Allen gets passed over one more time, I think he wants his MVP. I don't think Lamar cares as much. He's got 2.
I think Josh Allen really got passed over like maybe once, really, where he deserved it and didn't get it.
Last year or no?
Last year I would have gave it to him just because it was up in the air.
I feel like Mahomes and him have been in a couple, but regardless.
I got two things first before I get into this topic. One, are we predicting the NFL playoffs today? And 2, can someone make a Bryce Young would you rather?
I just see what you just put. You're nasty, bro. Stop.
Yes, we should. We should do a NFL predicting the entire NFL playoffs. And Q, you have it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I got you.
All right. So also, as far as the Steelers go, I think it's not gonna take that long, Jayden.
I don't know, bro. I only got 30 minutes, bro.
We don't have that much to talk about. Well, we do, but whatever. Cool. The Steelers, I always say this every single year, that they're stuck in mediocrity and they just don't want to move out of that because of their winning culture and Mike Tomlin 18 years in a row with a winning record. And in the last decade, they haven't had much to show for it at all, to be honest. So yeah, they need to eventually bottom out and be bad and get a franchise quarterback, because I doubt a franchise quarterback is coming in free agency. Russell Wilson is not a good quarterback. I never moved on that. He's been bad for years now. They don't have that many real weapons in general at all. They have a championship level defense, but George Pickens, I'm not the highest on him. I don't really think he's a wide receiver 1 in this league. Not a high end one, for sure. No.
He's not.
And he has so many behavioral issues. Mike Tomlin keep putting up with these wide receivers that have behavioral issues. I don't know why. I think they need to move on from Mike Tomlin, and they need to be bad so they can get a franchise quarterback. Mike Tomlin is a hell of a head coach. He is not the head coach that's going to win them a Super Bowl again, because in this league, you need an offensive mind, in my opinion. And he's not one. So, yeah.
I was about to say, that's like the Steelers thing, bro. Like the whole attitude. Do we know AB was like that before? Like
AB came into the league like that. His first NFL play, like his first touch in the NFL, was a kick return. You know what he did on that kick return? He super kicked the nigga in his. Excuse me. He super kicked somebody in his face.
That was the first play. I know what you're talking about.
Ever play.
The Cleveland Browns play.
Like he didn't have to do that, bro. That's the first thing he did. Like from then on, you knew it was up.
I thought you actually tried to hurdle him though.
No, that was a terrible hurdle.
Come on. Nah, the Steelers, the losing, no losing season. Mike Tomlin, that's getting overrated. The consistency can be consistency could be a bad thing when it's the bad habits that continue. Like, yeah, you find these diamond in the rough wide receivers, but there's a reason why they're diamond in the roughs, because they just rough. They could be cool, but there's other things that distract your team. Then not having a good offense doesn't win you games. A great defense, they be like, defense win championships. It doesn't really do that. Not in this league. You don't ever see great defenses with mid to bad quarterback play win championship. That's once every 15 years, something like that. Other than that, you need basically top 10 quarterback play to win Super Bowls, and they're just not going to have that. They keep going 10-7, 9-8, 8-8 when it was before. It's just not going to happen. It's not like they don't need to fire Mike Tomlin. It's not like it should be a mutual thing. If anything, trade Mike Tomlin to a place where he might want to go. Like, if the Cowboys decide they want to get Mike Tomlin in that building, it should trade a first-round pick immediately, get Mike Tomlin. That first-round pick from Dallas, that could greatly help the Steelers. You put a new coach in there and start fresh and then take over from there. But keeping the same thing going on is getting stale and it's not working no more.
Man, what was I gonna say? Oh, going back to Pickens, bro. Besides like the fights in college, when he was standing there like on his draft day, when you're standing like that, I knew it. He's just gonna be a big problem. And he's just not that. He's not that great, bro. Like obviously he has those catches where it's like, wow, he caught that. He's a big receiver, jump ball receiver, but it's like, bro, he's not that great. Bears win.
I say he's not that great of a route runner, but go ahead.
They had Tay. Well, I don't know why I'm calling him Tay, but they had Deontay, and then they got rid of him. So
yeah, he can't catch. So
true. Anyways, Bears win against the Packers. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Did not watch this game. I definitely thought we were gonna lose.
For sure.
I expected to go. Well, what point in the season where I said Max, we're not gonna win another game this season?
We had like 8 games left. It was
that's what it was. 8 games. It was 8 games, and I was going into Sunday saying that we weren't gonna win, and I wasn't gonna watch it. And then obviously I saw like my phone, Twitter going crazy, and so I mean, like you said, Latif in the group chat, I guess it's a morale booster. Obviously we win against the Packers, one of the biggest rivalries in the NFL, and then we did it in Lambeau, which is cool. But I don't know. It just doesn't move Max. It doesn't move me. We lost what
I don't care about the season. I don't care about any of that. This, as a Bears fan, is a win on a win. We dropped 1 draft pick from 9 to 10 to beat the Packers in Lambeau after they looked terrible. The Packers fans have nothing to take away from this game. Christian Watson's out from the year. Jordan Love got injured. Sorry. That team looked abysmal. That team looked bad. Against how bad we've looked all this down these last 8-9 games, that team looked very bad. And they got to go to Philly next week and beat the Eagles. A lot needs to change if they want to do something with that. As a Bears fan, that's our last win versus the Packers since 2018.
I don't care. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care. I don't care.
I was a sophomore in high school. Was I a sophomore in high school? Freshman in high school? That's the last time. That's the last time that we beat the Packers. In Lambeau, Caleb Williams is undefeated in Lambeau. That's a great stat. That's a great stat to know. But
bro, that shit does not matter.
The season was a bust. The season was a failure. There's nothing to take away from it. I'm just happy that we got a win versus the Packers and at least sent them. They looked terrible, and that felt great to actually have a good win. I don't know what that defense was in the last minute for the Packers. That was so stupid. Playing in like that, they were playing so far back. It made no sense. They wanted Caleb to throw the ball. It's almost like they wanted the Bears to embarrass themselves with a missed kick. They were giving us everything, the horse collar. That was so stupid. But, yeah, I'll take the win easy. I don't care about the one position in draft if it means that we beat the Packers in Lambeau.
I don't even care about it. It's not even about the pick. Like, this season has been – this has probably been, like, the worst season for me because I just have so many expectations. Like, I was watching the other day when we did our schedule predictions, and you said that we would beat the Lions. Like, no, you said we would split.
It was a split. Yeah, by the way, I feel so good that us and the Packers had the same record in conference.
Bro, this was
1-5. By the way, I remember I said I'd be happy with 7-8 wins, and I think Latif was like, "Oh, always trying to temper your expectations. Oh, you got to believe in your team." This is why. This is exactly why. Because this is the kind of thing the Bears do. We always blow this. So this is why you got to understand where like this shit just happens. You can't really like chalk it up to whatever. But this team sucks.
But the thing is, bro, it shouldn't just happen, and it's not even a team.
The Bears
it's coaching. It's a lot of shit, bro.
You could blame a lot on coaching. Caleb got some culpability in this. He got a decent amount.
He's a rookie. Thank you. He's a rookie, bro.
That doesn't mean I'm not.
Drake May's rookie. Drake May's rookie.
What? They have a worse record than the Bears.
Thank you. Like what?
Drake May's better than Caleb this year. Drake May's better.
I'm telling you, every time I look at Caleb, obviously he's not going to be the fucking best quarterback in the league, bro. He's a rookie. He's a rookie playing quarterback. He's a rookie quarterback. The hardest position in football. It's bro. It's just gonna make me mad. But bro, obviously he has some stuff to work on. And when you watch him, you see that he has some stuff to work on. But it's a lot of good, and you know it's gonna come. Obviously, he needs to fix his accuracy issues. The deep ball has been terrible this year. It's been wildly terrible. He needs to make decisions a little bit faster. He needs to learn how to take the checkdowns. Obviously, that's stuff that we all know.
Yeah,
But
that's learning curve things.
Wait. What's a lot of good? What's a lot of good?
He's still able to extend plays. He doesn't put the ball in harm's way.
He extend plays into sacks. He has like
because
he doesn't put the ball. He doesn't put the ball in harm's way.
Caleb Williams. That's not a him thing. It's not Caleb Williams doesn't take chances. That's extreme coaching of don't make mistakes. Because when he was playing his best, he was letting the ball loose. Everybody talk, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's holding on the ball, he's scared to make a play. If you're not throwing interceptions, that can be looked at as a bad thing when you're not taking chances, especially as a rookie. Throw the ball. Everybody is all in his ear trying to make him not make mistakes. That's why he's holding on to the ball. If you watch Caleb Williams, you know he's a risk taker. That's what he did. He didn't take no risk this year because everybody was in his ear. When he was in the beginning of the year, when he was taking them risks, good things were happening. That's it.
Good things were happening as of late. Did you not see the last few games with Keenan? Those tight window throws,
in the second half when there was no pressure and the games were already lost. A lot of those one-score games in the middle of the season where things start to go bad, those you could attribute a lot of those to coaching. One-score games, you got the Hail Mary play, you got the play. I think it was against the Giants, huh?
He had a 2.6 turnover worthy play percentage. It's like the bottom of the league.
Yeah, that's a coaching thing. They're over coaching can cause you to do that. We heard Justin Fields basically said the same thing this year with the same coaching staff. Over coaching could cause you to be scared and second guess yourself and not try to not make mistakes, even though it's better to let the ball rip. There's many a times where he could have made the play, but he just clutched the ball because he probably didn't want to hear nobody say, he made a mistake. Again, he has to get over that. But a lot of the little things that nobody said, playoffs was kind of out of the question, but a lot of those one-score games could have easily went the other way with 2 or 3 different coaching, mistakes or mishap, things like that, just avoiding those things. They could have won that Commanders game. They could have won the game against the Lions. They could have won the game against the Vikings. They could have won the first game against the Packers. They won the second game versus the Packers.
We could possibly
those are 4 games easily that could have went the other way with proper coaching, and they would be a 9-win team instead of a 5-win team. So it ain't all on Caleb, but Caleb still has some culpability in those losses.
Thank you. 10. You got the first Packers game, the Lions, Seahawks. That was just embarrassing.
I was just asking for the good. What is the good you were speaking of? That's what I just wanted to know.
The good is not going to be something that you could quantify on a stat sheet. If you just watch the games, you can see that.
I'm not talking about none of them on stat sheet. I was just saying, because you said escapability. A lot of those escapes were holding the ball too long and with sacks.
Not putting the ball in harm's way. And again, like I said, he has some throws that are very impressive. And then he has all.
He had 24 big time throws on the season.
Yeah, and then he has a lot of intangible stuff down that rookie quarterbacks just don't have. Like he knows how to set up his line. He knows how to. Can you let me finish?
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yes. I'm sure.
I don't know about that. I don't agree with that. I don't think he knows how to set up his line. I think he had a hard time. They had a hard time putting out hot routes on the field for him, but he had a hard time, I think, personally watching him this year, identifying the blitzer a lot. From what I saw,
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of that stuff isn't on him though.
Especially with young quarterbacks. I
understand that a lot of stuff is not on him, but then you can't say he's good at set up his line because that's not true.
I said he has some intangible stuff, but you can't just
identifying the blitzer is not nobody's putting that responsibility in a rookie quarterback hand. Even
that's fine. You can't say he's good at setting up his line. Then you can't say he's good at setting his line. He's not good at setting his protections. He hasn't been this year. I don't think that's true.
Jalen Hurts don't even set his protections. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. But you don't. Only the great quarterbacks do that. We talking about.
Okay, I understand it. But you can't say that he has it though. You can't say that he has if he doesn't.
But how much can you do with that? I'm just saying, how much? Because he can do all he wants, but if the protection's just not good, how much can you really do?
You said this capability. You said intangible set up his line. I don't agree with the set up his line thing. he does have some flashes of making great plays, but he also majority of it was holding the ball too long and making shit worse. Like he's escaping the first defender and then running into another defender, and his pocket presence was awful. And I still believe Caleb is going to be a good quarterback. I still without trolling, we'll probably have him first in the class. But if Drake, I think Drake makes me better than him. I don't know why I just said that. I think Drake makes me better than him. I do. I believe so. Yes. He played better.
I see multiple MVPs in Caleb's future. I see a Hall of Famer.
Trolling.
How was that troll? I don't even know how that troll, but I guess
Caleb isn't. Let's take away because now he's in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
He was a generational talent coming out of college. He's still a very talented player. He is not even in the top 10 of most talented quarterbacks that we have ever seen. And even those are barely multiple-time MVPs. So it's going to be hard pressed for him to even get one MVP in the current state of where the league is right now, where quarterbacks play to like they're 40, 42, 45, whatever it is. He might be lucky to sneak out one MVP because all the MVPs really all in one conference.
Gang, you got to realize, bro.
Hindsight. All hindsight. He wasn't generational. Hindsight. I know this is hindsight. He wasn't generational. Looking back at it, I don't think so.
Gang, you have to realize, bro.
The generational tag is something. If you're the best quarterback at every stage of where when you played, you're gonna get the generational tag, and that's what he was. He was the best quarterback at every age and at every level of where
I think we use generational wrong. I think we use generational wrong. I feel like
if that's the case, Trevor Lawrence is not generational. Andrew Luck not generational. So we know they are.
Wait, who was the other quarterback in Andrew Luck's generation that was better than him as a prospect?
No
RG3?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So he was Andrew Luck was actually once in a generation talent, and then I don't think Andrew Luck was in the same generation as Andrew Luck came out 2011 and
2012. I mean 2012.
RG3.
It was him, Cam Newton, RG3, Russell Wilson.
RG3's not better than Russell Wilson.
Coming out of college.
In this class, there wasn't in this era. There was not no other generational quarterback. Like Jayden Daniels wasn't a generational prospect. Neither was Drake May.
I think Trevor Lawrence and Caleb Williams are in the same generation now.
Oh yeah, sure.
I think Trevor Lawrence, in hindsight, was a better prospect. Like what? Caleb Williams is 6'2". His athletic
the physical, like that physical profile.
He's putting it on physicals, bro. That's mad weird. I'm not gonna lie.
He doesn't have his arm isn't a Josh Allen level arm. His arm, I don't think his arm is bigger than Trevor Lawrence's. I don't think it's not bigger than Patrick Mahomes.
I'm gonna keep it a being with you. All the generational quarterbacks been built the same. John Elway, 6'3", 6'4", 240, rocket on an arm. We talk about first round pick. First round pick to the Broncos.
I said it's hindsight.
Yeah, Peyton Manning, 6'6", 250, strong arm. Andrew Luck, 6'4", 6'5", 250, strong arm, mobile, more athletic than Cam Newton. Like his profile is better than Cam Newton. Trevor Lawrence, 6'6".
Caleb is more athletic than Cam Newton, or are you just saying
Andrew Luck's profile in combine was better than Cam Newton's by a decent margin. He just didn't use it because he had a way better arm and way better arm talent. Like all generations are built the same.
I think this is completely hindsight, but I just don't think he was a generational quarterback. I just don't think he was. As a
you would
prospect.
have said Drake Mays, if you didn't say anything, you didn't look at the stats or anything, you said Drake May was the generational talent in the draft, somebody believe you because he fits the mold. 6'5", 240, rocket arm, can run. Like he fits the mold. Same thing with Justin Herbert. They just ain't get the Heisman or lead great college offenses, things like that. So you're not saying nothing crazy. It's hindsight, but it's not saying nothing too crazy.
I said that I thought he's more talented than Josh Allen, and so I'm walking that back.
I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about, bro? He not more talented than Josh. No, bro.
I thought his he had the highest potential in the league outside of Patrick Mahomes. So this is someone that was really
saying that. We're saying all of this after 1 year.
You can go back and look at your process of viewing things and say this is wrong, because when you look at it, that was just wrong. He doesn't. His arm is
evidence. The more you get away from your draft stock and draft profile, the more you have to let go of your preconceived notions.
He was a great athlete against college competition. He was the escapability against college competition against
a really good athlete. He's still
yes, but he cannot escape. He cannot escape NFL level D lines like he was in college. Like
I've seen it. I've seen it,
bro. He got hella sacks off that, bro.
I've seen
what
it.
are you talking about?
Most of his sacks were outside the pocket because he couldn't escape.
Yeah, he's not like he's not a Jayden Daniels level
running away from Arizona State DNs and running away from Rashawn Gary and them. Like that's totally different.
But I think
he's not a Kyler Murray level athlete. He's not a Kyler Murray level athlete.
I think it's because the way he does it just doesn't fit the mold of the NFL. Like the thing that I criticized Fields about was he would just get out the pocket. He would have a preconceived notion just to go run the ball. I think the shit with Caleb is he'll get outside the pocket, he'll look down the field, and then he'll come back around, he'll spin, keep looking down the field. When at that point he should probably just go.
Why do you think that don't work in the NFL? Because I could name you like 5 quarterbacks on the back of my hand that do that same thing. They just do it better because they're better athletes and they're better quarterbacks. Like it works. You just got to know how to do it. He don't know how to do it yet. He just ain't there yet. He might not ever get there. It's cool.
No, that's really taking it too far. We move on. Bryce Young. Hey, Latif, he was telling me how ass Raw Wave is, but he got your boy right. I don't know. Ever since he had that talk on the phone, Bryce been hooping. 5 TDs. He has his confidence back too, bro. Like he threw that dime and then turned around like he was like Steph Curry, bro. Like I don't know, man. He's
Steph Curry on the football field, man.
Did you see Raw Wave's tweet?
No, I didn't see it. Nah.
Oh, let me pull that shit up.
Man, listen. This Bryce looks like the Bryce I knew at Alabama. Making plays without great talent around him, the escapability, the ability to hit the middle of the field, as despite being how small he is, the flair, the confidence, the joy. He has all of it, man. Last 10 games, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, a lot of flashes this year. I said before the year started that he was going to prove why he deserves to be the number 1 quarterback taken in 2023. And this year, he did it, man. I mean, he was better than C.J. Stroud this year. What can I say? Now, I don't know if that's going to continue, but I feel pretty confident in Bryce being the Panthers' quarterback of the future. They do need to surround him with some talent on offense, and the defense is god-awful. So I would attack defense first, and then maybe try to sign a T. Higgins, a Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill wants to win, so he's not going to go there. Maybe like a Stephon Diggs, anything. They just need like his best wide receiver cannot be Adam Thielen next year. It's just not possible. The offensive line got a little bit better this year. But Dave Canales, man, hey man, I owe it all to you, man. You saved my boy life. He looking good, bro. I believe in you, Bryce. I'm sorry I faltered in week like 3. That's on me. But hey, I won't do it again.
No, I forgot. You weren't you like proud of the Andy Dalton starting position thing?
No.
Oh, well, that could have been somebody else. But the Panthers posted his throw, and then Raw Wave said, "Proud of you, proud of us," with the salute and the black heart. And then somebody said, "Yo, bro, can you call Dak Prescott next, please?" That's your boy, Q. What's going on with Dak, man?
That's not my boy.
How many big time throws? Bryce Young is seventh in the league in big time throws in only 14 games, man. Like just making big time throws, not playing no type of like great system or nothing like that with no great weapons. He just hooping, bro. Just hooping. Steph Curry on the football field, bro. It's crazy.
That's all to say, Max.
No, I'm like my biggest thing is like Bryce Young has looked good for sure. Definitely proved the talent he has, but I can't give him a fair like what his ceiling is until you put some good pieces around him. I think you need to see some actual receivers with him. Not
he be top 10.
Huh?
I think he'd be top 10.
You're saying his peak.
Stop saying that, bro.
You think his peak is borderline top 10?
What did Russell Wilson peak at?
He's not the athlete Russell Wilson is. He's not the athlete Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson peaked at like he definitely
5 or 7.
5. No, he peaked at 5. He peaked at 5.
I think he was comfortably top 5.
I think some of Bryce Young's best years could be in a top 10 conversation. Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
I think he realistically speaking, I think he peaks at 8.
I think he'll be better than Caleb.
I'll take that bet.
I'm saying it right now.
I'm not gonna lie. I almost called you out your name.
He's gonna be better than Caleb. Mark my words.
All right.
No, I'm sure.
I will take
on that one. I'll call you on that one.
Well, since we talking about Bryce Young, I have a Bryce Young. Would you rather? Got 6 names. Here we go. Would you rather Bryce Young or Caleb Williams?
Caleb. I mean, I just like the archetype better. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I mean,
what are you talking about?
I don't care what Bryce has done, and obviously I'm a Caleb guy. I'm a Bears fan. I think Caleb is still generational. Again, like I said earlier in the episode, I see multiple MVPs. Bryce is cool, bro. Like, he's cool. I lost faith in him a little bit too, and now it's great to see that he's resurrecting his career. But no, he's not better than Caleb, and he won't ever be better than Caleb ever.
Bryce is clearly better than Caleb right now. That's not even a debate. I don't know what you're talking about right now, Jayden. He is clearly better than him right now. He was much better than him this year with way less weapons. He had a better play caller for sure, but he didn't have DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, or Rome Odunze. He had Chuba Hubbard in the backfield and Adam Thielen, who was like 47. So I don't know what you're talking about right now. 7 big time.
I'm not gonna lie. You have to. If we being real, Thielen has been good the past 2 seasons.
Okay,
obviously
he's better than DJ Moore.
He shouldn't be your best receiver, but the past 2 seasons, Thielen has been very, very serviceable. He's been good.
Okay, that's cool. He's 40, bro. And again, 7 to big time throws. 7 to big time throws. He is doing more with less. I'm taking Bryce Young.
Yeah, I'm a rock with Caleb. What we doing? I'm gonna rock with Caleb.
Okay.
Based on what, bro?
Bryce Young or Tua Tagovailoa?
Bryce.
I hate this so much because it's all based off injuries. If it's
Bryce is better at extended plays.
I guess Bryce is. I think Tua is what he is.
Better at college. Who's better at college?
No. I don't know.
Bro had a Heisman. I don't know.
Bryce had a Heisman. No, I'm thinking Bryce. Yeah, way less talented to it. Way less talented to it.
Who has a bigger arm?
Bryce.
About to say.
See, like I think Tua. We know what Tua's ceiling is. Like we know what Tua's ceiling is. Like I don't think Tua's getting much better than what he is. Do we take a gamble on Bryce?
Bryce already a playmaker.
I think I might go with Bryce going forward. The injuries obviously scare me, but I'm gonna rock out with Bryce. I think Bryce's ceiling could be higher than Tua's.
Yeah, that's what it is now. I just think it's ceiling. It's his 2nd year. I'm not gonna lie, Tua really hasn't been in the league that long.
No.
It's been 5 years.
It's not that long.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Bryce is gonna be the best quarterback in Alabama football history to go to the NFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Bryce Young or Brock Purdy?
I'm taking Bryce.
I'm
taking Bryce. I'm not playing. I'm taking Bryce.
Yeah,
Brock Purdy. Give me Bryce.
Brock Purdy.
Bryce Young.
Hold on. Bryce Young with Kyle Shanahan. It would get dark.
You have Bryce Young. You have Bryce Young finishing as a better quarterback than Kenny Stabler, Joe Namath, and Bart Starr.
And Jalen Hurts.
Yep, that's not even a conversation. You gotta do very little to be that far. I'm just saying, like old quarterback. If Bryce Young makes a couple Pro Bowls, he would be
Namath is a Hall of Famer, bro. What are you talking about right now?
Huh? What?
Joe Namath is a Hall of Famer.
That's what I'm saying. So you have Bryce Young as Hall of Fame status.
I mean, Joe Namath is overrated. He got an Hall of Fame.
I agree.
He's still like 17 touchdowns and like 40 interceptions.
I agree. Yeah, I'm not saying that he was not overrated. I'm just saying, do you think Bryce Young's a Hall of Famer? Because I think all three.
You don't got to be a Hall of Famer to be better than Joe Namath. You don't got to be better. He don't got to be better, Hall of Famer to be better than Joe Namath.
I agree. Probably Joe was overrated.
Joe Namath. Facts.
Bryce Young or CJ Stroud?
CJ.
I don't know why y'all said it. I don't know why y'all said it that fast. I'm taking Bryce.
It was a down year, but it's just so many injuries, so many just every.
You think his situation was worse than Bryce Young?
Everything CJ did in his rookie year was better than anything Bryce Young's ever done.
What if we never see that again?
Everything.
What
CJ,
if we never see what we got from Bryce again?
Everything CJ did in his rookie year is better than what Bryce has done in his whole life. Honestly.
All right. He's doing so much.
Honestly, we gotta put respect on the best rookie season ever.
I still believe in CJ. I'll take CJ.
CJ, thank you.
Man, that year was special, man.
Bryce Young or Bo Nix?
Bryce.
Latif, who you got, Latif?
It's clearly Bryce. It's not even a conversation. Bryce is way better than Bo Nix right now.
We're gonna be back on Broncos Twitter, bro.
I said Latif needs to get all his hate off on Broncos fans. I'm going with Bryce as well.
We didn't episode what didn't drop. It was straight Bo Nix slander. I might go to the clip, but they had one game, so I didn't put it up.
I think Bryce's ceiling is way higher than Bo. I'm going Bryce.
I think he like 2 years younger than Bo for real too. That's
crazy, insane.
All right, last one. And it's about to get nasty from Buddy over there in the top. Bryce Young or Kyler Murray?
Yeah, terrible. It's terrible. Stop.
No, I'm going Kyler. I don't know if that's crazy.
No,
Kyler is just so inconsistent. I just don't know. He's literally so inconsistent. Bro, they tried to blame Cliff Kingsbury for that second half of the year thing. It's just really Kyler, bro. Like, I
knew you were gonna get to this point. You know that those things were consistent. Everything around Cliff Kingsbury before he got to the league was his offenses in the second half of years fall off. Maybe he learned from that in the 2 years he was away from football, and he learned to change it up. Like that's two things could be true. Remember that, brother. Two things could be true.
No,
Still happening.
What's up with Murray falling off every year though? What's up with that? With Kyler Murray falling off every year?
A lot of those things clearly he was injured. Like he was getting injured literally those 3 of those first 4 seasons he was getting hurt. So you could literally blame that for the fall off. This year he was literally up and down. He went up and he was down. He was up and down. He didn't just start up and then fall. He was just in a roller coaster.
I'm taking Kyler.
No, didn't Kyler peak like his second year? That's like his peak.
Third was his best year.
I'm taking Kyler though, for real.
I'm taking Kyler as well. I think Kyler's still a better talent, better legs. I'm a Kyler Murray fan, but I think Kyler's still
crazy.
Better legs and better arm, for sure.
That's a first round pick in baseball, man. You can't, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's kind of who Bryce has to live up to. Like that's the mold. Kyler, Russ.
Yeah. A little bit. Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Drew
Brees was like 6 feet though.
No, he was not. What are you talking about?
He was
Drew Brees was like 5'9", bro.
Yeah, I think he was 5'9" on the dot. 5'10" maybe.
He was like 6 feet. All right. Dolphins eliminated from playoffs. Tyreek Hill. I mean, I get it, bro. You want to win, but you probably should have stayed in Kansas City if you were so serious about winning. Obviously, you wanted money, and that's cool. I just don't know where he goes next. And I think I don't want to call him corny because I know he was fed up, but that interview that he did, it just wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. Like it was just like I don't know, it seemed corny to me. It was just a lot of stuff that went wrong this Dolphin season. Tua being hurt was a big part of it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know.
The Dolphins, it's clearly like a ceiling to the way they run operations. Everybody's culpable. Tua's culpable. Some fault, not like his own. Like the injury thing, you can't like really blame Tua for that. But that's also a thing. He also isn't like a force multiplier, so he can't really carry a team. Mike McDaniel, good offensive head coach. He lacks the what's the word I'm looking for? Like he doesn't change. Like he doesn't know how to pivot. He doesn't know how to like switch the scheme and adapt to his situation. He still wants to run the same thing no matter what. Kind of like Kyle Shanahan. He doesn't really change when he wants to run. When he wants to run, he doesn't really adapt to the personnel. they're in a hole with money. They paid Tyreek Hill, Jaylen Waddle, Tua, so that's going to be on your books for the next 3-4 years. Jalen Ramsey got money. And although everybody else that got paid, that made you lose Christian Wilkins, so you lost out on your defense. Your defense was already bad. It got worse. You paid for some older players to come in that didn't really help. You're in a division where you're at best the second best team. It might look like you might be the third. You might have the third best quarterback, going into next year, depending on if Aaron Rodgers stays or not. Tyreek Hill, he made the to get money and get generational wealth. That's obviously part of the plan, but you can make money and still win. Like just because you made $100 million instead of 120 is not really that much of a difference, especially if you're getting them playoff checks and them Super Bowl checks and them commercials and those endorsements and all that. Like you can make those up in the aggregate. You don't have to settle, go to a place and just take the biggest bag. But we talking about people from the hood, grew up, ain't really had nothing. You're taking the bag, sure, but you can't try to backtrack it based on what you're saying. Because as soon as you got there, you talking about some Tua just as good as Mahomes, could throw just as good a ball as Mahomes. Clearly not. Thought you was able to win. Thought you was gonna be able to do this in the third. You had 2 great statistical years, but they led to nothing. First round exit. To win in this league, you need great quarterback playing, great coaches, and he left the best quarterback and the best coach in the NFL. Obviously, this was bound to happen. Now you want to backtrack, especially after you got paid. Now there's only so many teams that can go out and get you. He's been doing this all year, ever since Amari and DeMonte and them got traded. Every week he's posting something different, something cryptic, like he's trying to get out. At this point, you're limited to a couple of spots. You might have to try your luck with the Commanders. They got the space and the cap space and the assets to get you. They could plug you right in, and they're on the up and up. You get a good quarterback, get another weapon, so you're not going to get doubled. You get a decent play caller, and you could try to win there. You'll be able to get your money and compete too. But if you want to win Super Bowls, you should have just never left Kansas City. That's
what I'm saying. It's just corny. Everything that he does, it just comes off corny like that.
He's first ballot Hall of Famer. He's first ballot, no doubt. But if you want to really win, you would have sucked it up and stayed in Kansas City. Because I like that money. They probably offered him $100 million. The Dolphins gave him 120. If $20 million was the difference and that caused you to leave, then you kind of didn't have your priorities straight based off the words that you were saying.
And I don't want to get into the whole personals and all that other stuff. That was a great point that you talked about, with the Super Bowl checks and all that. He's all the stuff that he's been through, in his personal life. He's still very, very marketable. I see him on TikTok. He's at all these events, Cheetah. He's playing Fortnite with all he's still a very marketable person. So that money, he was always gonna make that. So I like that point that you brought up. Should just stay where you
The Dolphins' first mistake was giving Tua that big ass contract. When they first gave him that, I knew it was gonna be a mistake. I'm not in favor of playing quarterbacks that are not going to win you a Super Bowl that amount of money because it caps what you can build around them. And also Tua had a long injury history, so I have no idea why they were confident in doing that. Mike McDaniels, again, to Q's point, has not shown the ability to adapt when Tua is not on the field and when he plays against. And when they play tough defenses as well, he doesn't adapt at all. Miami is going nowhere fast, and we're going to talk about Tyreek Hill landing spots, but we don't have to pay attention to them for the next few years. They're not going to do anything. Maybe a playoff appearance or two, but nothing in contention at all until they reset with probably another head coach and another quarterback. And I was a fan of Tua coming out because of Alabama, obviously, but. He lost me.
I just don't think this team is good enough. It hasn't been good enough for years. They keep putting stars in Miami, hoping stuff's going to work. This team, I don't think anyone thought this team was going to win the Super Bowl or be in contention with Baltimore, with KC, with Buffalo, all in the division. There's a lack of talent between them and top teams. There's a lack of quarterback play between them and top teams. And they keep paying everyone like they're a contender, and it just didn't make any sense. So I don't understand where this team really goes from here. But
the thing is, offensively, I think they have their offensive talent. I think if you put a top 10 quarterback behind you with that offensive, you have Tyreek Hill, Jaylen Waddle, Jonnu Smith, who had a Pro Bowl year, in a line that was protecting later on in the season with Mike McDaniel, I think you have enough offensive talent to make noise anywhere against anybody. You don't have a quarterback. Like, Tua is just not like if you drop any top 10 quarterback down there, they're pretty much going to be able to produce. Tua is just not the guy.
I'd say 10 is almost a stretch. I think maybe not 10 because sometimes the O-line can get whatever with how the O-line can be getting like banged up. I think there's
what quarterback you think could perform as well or better than Tua? Like the worst quarterback.
Yeah, okay. No.
Right now, the worst quarterback I think that could produce right with that team is Jalen Hurts. And I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback.
You think Jalen Hurts
Drake May could do it. I think Drake May could do it.
Yeah, but you see me earlier. I said that I think they're if you just look at the tape, they're about the same level of quarterback. I probably take Drake May, but we talking about
15, you think Jalen Hurts is worse than Tua?
Nah.
Oh, I thought we were talking about worse.
Saying like the worst quarterback to play that could play on that team and give you the same results and or better. I think it's probably
Sam Darnold.
Oh,
I'm thinking there's
that quarterback range. Like you could anybody around that range is probably the worst, and that could be Drake May, that could be Jalen Hurts, whoever you have in that range. Sam Darnold, Jared Goff. I think they all could produce and do better based off the physicals, injury history, things like that. They're just better fits.
There's 15, 20 people I can think of that could probably do it. So
that's what I'm saying. Top 10, like there's a lot of quarterback that Tyreek Hill and Jayden Waddle. Oh yeah, we good. Like that's a quick throw. That's easy money. It's not.
Yeah, their offense is literally fire. You got Waddle, Hill. I like John when he was in Tennessee, but it's just like I don't know. I don't want to say it's more on McDaniels, but like. Because he has all like the gadget plays, the trickery. He has all of that stuff down. But when that stuff's not working, he just doesn't know how to pivot. And like, there's all the stuff that we said, honestly. I don't even know why I'm trying to get into it. We've literally we said it already. So I don't know. But it's definitely that and Tua. So, but I got to go. So, Giannis, have a good one.
So we're gonna talk landing spots.
Yeah.
I think.
Go ahead.
I was saying, I think as far as landing spots, the places that I feel like I hear the most, you hear the Chargers, you hear the Commanders, you hear the Raiders. I saw something about the Cardinals. I'm just gonna touch on one. That's the Chargers. I think the Chargers sound good. I don't know if they're actually the right fit. I think the Commanders are almost a better play than the Chargers. I think what the Chargers are building, I don't think Tyreek is almost the kind of receiver you want out there. Just a straight vertical threat. I think that you can do a lot more with your money. I'd rather grab a T. Higgins kind of guy if I'm the Chargers right now. I think that if you are Washington, though, you can kind of get the difference of a vertical threat in Tyreek and a great route runner in Terry McLaurin. I think you kind of get that little bit of a difference in a receiver. I think that Vegas would be terrible. I think Arizona is not the move. I think it's a bunch of places that don't seem like they're great fits for Tyreek Hill, but one could maybe pay him, and two think they're a player away from a Super Bowl. So I just think there'll be a lot of teams in the mix who shouldn't be. I honestly have no idea where he goes, though.
Yeah. Go ahead, T.
I think the Chargers are the best spot for Tyreek Hill if he wants to win a Super Bowl. They have a top 5 quarterback in the league, a great head coach, a great defense, and he'll get to play the Chiefs 2 times a year and try to get some revenge and some bragging rights and stuff like that. I think that's the best opportunity. I don't think Jayden Daniels is going to be better than Justin Herbert. They do play in the NFC, which theoretically might give him a better chance of winning. So I understand you guys made that point, but I think just playing with Justin Herbert and John Harbaugh. I mean, is it John or Jim? Jim Harbaugh. Pardon me. Gives him a very good chance of winning.
Yeah, those are 2 perfect spots. They have the cap space, so they could just. They have the cap space. They have the assets to go get them. They'll fit right in. The best quarterback, best quarterback and best coach would be with the Chargers. Feels a need, could get the value that he wants, put up the stats, the numbers, and whatnot. The easier path would be with the Commanders because you're in the NFC. You still got to deal with the Eagles, and if the Cowboys ever get back right, but 3 teams make it out the NFC, and they could comfortably be a wild card team, and they could upset anybody just based off the having 2 receivers, Jayden Daniels, mobile, things like that. The Chargers, the spot is very intriguing because they'll give him something like Justin Herbert, like really, like never had. Like he's had a T Higgins, he's had a route runner, like with Keenan Allen. He also has one now with Ladd McConkey, but he never had like a dynamic weapon like that. That'd be something like totally different for him. It might catapult their offense, but they're in the division with the Chiefs. It's kind of hard pressed to think like they're ever going to win the division and be in the catbird seat before Patrick Mahomes falls off or something like that. So it's up in the air. Either way, it's never going to be a clean fit. But those are the two spots that he could get to easily and be able to compete right away.
Ooh. Oh, that's it. Okay, let's predict this NFL playoffs. We're gonna do a cumulative type of thing or a consensus type of thing. I have like the
Why?
ESPN.
I was like, I got my whole bracket written out.
All right, I was gonna pull a bracket.
Just go with cumulative because we got 3 people, so we can do 2-1 vote. We can do a 2-1 vote. So just go with this. So we can do a 2-1 vote.
You sure?
Yeah, I will state what we said. If we disagree, just say if you disagree. We can do easy 2-1 vote. I'm not worried.
I haven't used this thing before, so I'm gonna try to get it on the screen. Is it cool? I hate when it does that. Why does it do that? Nope. All right.
There you
go. Okay.
All right. Let's just go AFC all the way to pick our Super Bowl winner. Fair? Just literally go through the AFC side.
Yep. All right. So Texans versus Chargers. I have the Chargers winning that.
Q?
Do I?
I have the Chargers as well.
All right. Ravens versus Steelers. I have the Ravens winning that.
Clean sweep.
Ravens.
And Bills versus Broncos. Obviously, the Broncos are going to win that.
The Broncos. Interesting.
I mean, obviously, the Bills are going to win that. Pardon me. I didn't mean to say that. Obviously, the Bills are going to win that.
Buffalo.
I think that got upset. I'm not going to lie. I think that's an upset waiting to happen.
I mean, I can see the logic because the Broncos have a great defense, and then they can probably score on the Bills' offense. But I'm not trusting Bo Nix or Josh Allen. Never, ever.
Josh Allen in the playoffs is like second to none. Well, except for one.
Mahomes.
Tom Brady, Mahomes. I'll take Tom Brady.
Hey, Josh Allen numbers against Mahomes. I don't know.
Okay. Chiefs versus Chargers in the divisional. Chiefs. I mean, we don't got to
tough to beat a team 3 times, but
yeah. Beat a team 3 times, but this ain't the time.
Yeah. Give me the Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
All right. Bills versus Ravens. Man, that's a hard matchup, bro. This is hard to predict, in my opinion.
Bad matchup is Ravens probably going to win by like 10.
What you think?
I'm sticking with Buffalo, but I think it's a close game toss-up. It's obviously going to be a great game.
I feel like this game is going to be a shootout this time. I think both of these defenses are not very good. I think the Ravens defense is playing better at the right time. Full season, they're like 27 EPA per play. The Bills cannot stop the run at all, and that's what the Ravens are good at. So this is like a matchup of a clash of styles, I guess. I'm going to go with the Bills, though. I'm going to go with the Bills.
I was not expecting that one at all. I thought you'd go with Baltimore. I'm
going with the better quarterback. Chiefs versus Bills. This is the Chiefs. Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl.
If the Bills get here, give me the. If the Bills get here, give me the Bills.
I'll take the Chiefs.
Yeah, hey man, Pat, 3P. We'll get to them in a minute. Let's do the NFC side. So I'll probably do 2 TikToks: NFC playoff predictions and AFC playoff predictions. So these are the AFC playoff predictions, and then we're gonna do the NFC as well. So let's do our NFC playoff predictions. Rams versus Vikings. Who we got winning?
Rams.
The Rams already beat them once. I think they do it again.
I think if the Rams can get pressure on Sam Darnold, they can win this game.
Detroit did bad. Detroit got tons of pressure on Sam.
I feel like this game is gonna be a shootout though, because I don't trust the Rams secondary at all.
This is a Sean McVay versus Kevin O'Connell teacher versus.
I'm choosing the Vikings. But I'm outvoted, so I'm choosing the Vikings personally. But y'all can choose the Rams. Y'all chose the Rams, right?
Yes, we both got the Rams.
Buccaneers versus Commanders. Commanders winning this.
I think this is the biggest toss-up for me. This is the biggest I don't know who to pick game in round 1.
I'm gonna go with
They
the
already
Bucks.
played. They already played Washington 1, so I'd go with Washington again because this team's much better. But
No, I think the Commanders won. No,
win.
the Buccaneers won. The Buccaneers won.
Buccaneers won, but that was week 1, so it's like
Yeah,
they did one. Why do I think
Buccaneers
Jayden Daniels
blew
like
them out,
ran?
bro. They blew them
Oh,
out. They blew them.
regardless, I'm going with Commanders though.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a shootout game. I don't. Neither one of these defenses are very good, but I think Baker is gonna. As much as I love him, I think he can put the ball in harm's way. I think the Commanders defense can be opportunistic at times. And
Who'd you pick?
Yeah, the Commanders.
Bucks. No.
Never mind. It automatically reseeds. I forgot.
Yeah, Eagles Packers. Eagles are winning this. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the Packers looked like shit last week.
I'm picking Eagles. What you think, Q?
It's Eagles. I didn't even have the Packers making the playoffs. Like I don't believe in Jordan.
Yes, that was. I wrote down a couple quotes from one episode, and one was the Packers may be a 9-win team.
Lions versus Commanders. I think the Lions win this game.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, Lions and Eagles. Does everyone agree? Lions and Eagles.
Yeah, I will have the Eagles winning. I will have Eagles winning. Eagles versus Rams. I will have Eagles winning. They have an elite defense. So
Do you agree? Lions and Eagles.
Yeah, and I'd have, if you want to skip ahead, the Eagles beat the Lions. With the Eagles and Packers though, Jalen Hurts still hasn't cleared concussion protocol yet, so that still might be up in the air.
Okay.
They go in without him. They're definitely losing that.
Yeah.
Lions versus Eagles in the NFC Championship game. I'll go with the Eagles. I think their defense is better. Lions are banged up, and I think they'll lean on Saquon Barkley.
I'm outnumbered. I would go Detroit though.
Detroit could sneaky win this game because they could get all their players back in this round. They get David Montgomery back a round before. They get all their corners back a round before.
Aiden Hutchinson might be back too, but it's.
I've had Detroit all year. I've had Detroit and KC all year, so I would have Detroit win this game.
This is my Super Bowl prediction right here: Eagles and Chiefs before the year started. Patrick Mahomes. So Super Bowl prediction: Patrick Mahomes is going to three-peat and cement his legacy as the greatest quarterback to ever touch a planet Earth or the Milky Way universe. In this game right here, it's destiny. I think the Chiefs are going to win this one. Patrick Mahomes is going to get his third straight, and he really don't got to do much for the rest of his career, to be honest. After this, but yeah, the Chiefs defense.
10 years not winning a Super Bowl. He's straight after he's straight after this.
Chiefs defense is elite. They're getting back their offensive players at the right time. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, Watson came back.
Playoffs. I'm taking this. Chiefs. What are we doing? Chiefs.
Bro, this is Jalen Hurts, bro. Give me the Chiefs, bro. I don't what are we talking about? It's Nick Sirianni in the Super Bowl. It's Jalen Hurts. Like that the performance ain't gonna happen again.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I got KC winning.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it for episode 128. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. It's been a minute since we did a football episode and had an episode with all four of us on in general. So thank you for rocking with us. And I don't know why I just did that. And we'll be back soon with some NBA content. NBA is heating up. So we'll be back soon with that. We're actually gonna do a mock draft here really soon. I don't know if we can do that right now or what. But stay tuned for that too. And we are out.